Hello humans and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them, collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Man, how times have changed, right? Ever since the pandemic. If you remember pre-pandemic, this was common sight. The 2 for 10, the 4 for 20, GameStop, I did so many hoarding videos, that picked up so many games over such a long period of time. That's how I built up the Xbox collection there and the PS3 collection that you see in the back. But those times are gone, and that's so hard to believe. Can you believe it? In just the last 18 months, that market is gone. For the most part, it's gone. You go to a GameStop, you're not going to find as many games as they used to have in the past. They just don't have them. And that's the way of the future. Downloading is the way of the future, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I don't think that because of the pandemic, we've really taken a look back or realized what point we're in right now. Like, that is change. It's over. I'm telling you this right now. Done. Right? You're going to find these games at the swap meet in mass, at the swap meet, or maybe a couple of garage sales, things like that. Facebook Market. But as far as retail stores, it's all done, man. And it happened, it seemingly happened so fast, but it did last quite a long time. But, going back now to the GameStop and looking at it and realizing it, man, it's over. And I made a video before where I walked into a GameStop and they literally had nothing for me. There was nothing there that I wanted that was on display that I could buy. Other than the shirts, trinkets, but nothing there was retro, nothing, just nada, and I was just like, whoa, and after that I went to the local video game store, local retro store, and that's going to be the future for us. It's just a changing market. But, I looked at my collection today and I was like, oh, I'm going to go, get a couple of video games. And then I had to pause, I had to remember, well, I can't go where I used to go, which is usually GameStop. I have to change my route. I have to go to the local game store first, see what they have, see if they're open, and go from there. It's been such a rough 18 months, as far as video game collecting for many collectors, because the prices have risen so much, because so many stores closed, because the selection just isn't there like there used to be. It's just not. What the market is going to be in the future, I don't know. I don't know. But you have to shop the same way if you're going to be a collector. If you're going to be a collector right now, you want to buy the things that people don't want that eventually they will want. Say Xbox One games, for example. Those are very cheap right now. And if you can get a deal on those, get them if you're a physical collector. I'm struggling myself because I'm really reaching the point where should I download that game? And I never thought I would get to that point, but these last 18 months have really put a strain on the market. And at this point, it's like, well, am I going to go buy a case with a disc that doesn't have a complete game in it, that other than the disc that suffers disc rot eventually? Am I going to spend the money for that, or should I spend money on other retro games, on other things? And the answer is I should buy, like I've always done, the best value. It doesn't matter the console, I'm going to buy the best value, whether it's the PS4 or the Xbox One for this generation. I think it's the last generation of mass releases, and many of the games that came out are going to be collectible in the future. right? Say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, people are going to be looking back at them. And what you can do with those is you can use those games to trade for other games later on, which I've done in the past. I pick up games at a certain point where, they're $1, they're $2.50 or $5, whatever. Eventually they become more valuable, then I'm able to sell them or trade them for something more expensive, right? If I have, I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a total of 5 games that all together maybe I paid, I don't know, $10, $12 for. And I'm able to sell those, flip them for $40, $50, and I take that money, and then I go buy the $40, $50 game that I really want. I came out ahead, and you can do that constantly if you're always shopping for value. And let me tell you, a lot of the games that are now really, really high, and this is just based on my opinion, based on the markets and what I see, I think within 2-3 years we're going to have inflation. I think that the markets are going to change. I think that the economic times are going to change for people, and the people that are spending like crazy right now might regret not saving their money. And that is when opportunity comes, right? A lot of these games that are really expensive now, people are going to try to flip because all of a sudden they're in a different financial situation and they just want to get rid of this stuff, right? Instead of getting rid of it now, like right now, if I wanted to make money, now's the time to sell my Wii U with a bunch of games and sell what I have in here with a bunch of games. But no, they're going to wait till everybody is broke and everybody's trying to sell them. And that's where you jump in, right? And you start selling some of your duplicate games, some of the games that you got for a real good price, and then you take advantage of the market. But like I said, that's like 2-3 years down the line. That's not going to happen anytime soon. In the meantime, what you want to be doing is accumulating value games, things that maybe are special editions, games that are really popular, maybe low print games, things like that you want to be putting into your collection, adding duplicates, and eventually trade them for the games that you really, really want, or games that are really, really expensive that right now you cannot afford or don't want to pay the price that they're asking for. All right, guys, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the market conditions right now, what's going on. For the most part, I think that once the shows start coming back on, I think you're going to see a lot of specials for previous generation games. There's going to be a lot of deals out there at first. Eventually, I think the market's going to get equilibrium, and prices are going to stabilize. But those cheap prices, you might see them for the first few openings of massive game shows, but after that they're gone, because at some point they just want to bring people in, but eventually when people start getting their money and they're going back to work, the prices are going to shoot back up. So just be ready, be cautious, do not overspend, and I'm telling you, 2-3 years down the line, everything that you're doing now, the grind, the work, the hours of shopping that you're putting in are going to pay off. All right, guys, those are my tips on the market, on the gaming market right now. That's what I think, is coming in our future. But, who knows? Things may change. But I like to be ready for whatever's going to happen. And I take it one step at a time. And remember, always, always pay the lowest price possible. We buy low and we sell high. All right, humans, that was the episode. Remember to like and subscribe. Click that notification bell. The announcer's voice. And I will catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe. Click that notification bell. And remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.